I'm sick. I don't know why.
Have you considered the 60-inch diameter cookie you're eating?
You love them, I love them, and the Cookie Monster really loves them. Cookies are a favorite all over the world, and many American companies have gone on to create some of the most delicious and popular cookies of them all. So grab a glass of milk and let's check out the top 10 best cookies in America.
Hey, Cookie, should I eat you? My passion is eating free food!
Newton's.
Damn, we're out of original flavor Fig Newtons. I should get going anyway.
Owned by Nabisco, the same company that owns Chips Ahoy, the Newton is not as exciting as a chocolate chip cookie, but it's a pretty good snack nonetheless. Originally called Fig Newtons, this cookie is made into a roll made of pastry that is then filled with a simple fig paste. Although most of us don't think of figs as being something we expect to find in a cookie, its soft texture and subtle sweetness makes it a pretty comforting treat.
It's breathtaking. Words cannot describe.
Many people wonder if Newtons are named after Sir Isaac Newton. However, they have absolutely nothing to do with him. They actually were named after a city called Newton in Massachusetts. The Newton comes with different fillings as well, for example, strawberry, mixed berries, and raspberry. You may notice that Newtons are more commonly found in the pantries of grandparents and seem more associated with this age group. We aren't sure why this is. However, it may be due to the fact that figs are full of fiber and they help encourage your digestive system to behave, well, a bit more efficiently. If eating a cookie means that we are doing something good for our health, we guess we will have to make the sacrifice.
I will do whatever it takes to survive.
Mrs. Fields Cookies.
Oh, Howard, excuse me, but your wife's cookies are out of this world.
Have you ever walked through a shopping mall and smelled something heavenly like fresh baked cookies and wondered where it was coming from? It was probably Mrs. Fields. Mrs. Fields Original Cookies is a franchise that can be found across the US as well as in over 30 other countries. You usually know you were close to one because you can smell it a mile away. And trust us, it smells amazing.
A delight to the senses, isn't it, my friend? Isn't it?
Mrs. Fields was started by a woman named Debbie Fields, who began the homemade cookie company in California. Although the recipe for these yummy cookies is printed on the packages of their prepackaged cookie products, Mrs. Fields claims their recipe is a secret. A bit confusing, if you ask us. But does it really matter? Mrs. Fields has so many different cookies now that it can be hard to choose which ones to buy.
Just pick one. They all cost the same.
From chocolate chip to snickerdoodle to triple chocolate, there are so many options to select from. Mrs. Fields also sells cookie cakes, which are large, 12-inch in diameter cookies that are meant to serve 12 people. You can even add icing and words to them, truly making them a perfect choice for those seeking something a bit different than a classic birthday cake. Keebler Fudge Stripes. Keebler is a popular name when it comes to cookies and crackers. However, one of its best products is their Fudge Stripes cookies.
Ow! Triple chocolate hazelnut fudge with a filling made out of tiny brownies.
Unique in look, this cookie is made up of a circular shortbread cookie with a hole in the middle, striped with Keebler's decadent chocolate fudge. This is one of those cookies that you can't help but eat a whole row of because it's nearly impossible to eat just one. The Keebler Company is represented in ads by the Keebler Elves. The elves have appeared in countless commercials for Keebler, and their friendly faces can always be found on the packaging of their products.
You're beating me in Tetris, but you've got the upper body strength of a Keebler elf.
If chocolate fudge stripes don't fulfill your chocolate needs, don't worry. Keebler's Fudge Stripes cookies also come in another version called the Whoopsie Fudge Stripes. These cookies are the traditional striped cookie, but fully coated in fudge. Even more chocolate? We can't think of anything better.
I need chocolate.
Famous Amos Cookies. Now owned by the more famous Kellogg's Company, Famous Amos is a well-known brand of cookies that are unique due to their size and popular because of their flavor. Famous Amos cookies are bite-sized chocolate chip delights that are basically the perfect grab-and-go snack. You may be wondering where the name Famous Amos comes from. The founder of the yummy cookie was Wallace Wally Amos Jr., who, at a young age, showed a knack for baking.
I'm sure you get ideas for new cookies all the time.
Is it oatmeal with no raisins?
I'm sorry to have wasted your time.
He actually transformed his aunt's recipe into what now is the recipe for Famous Amos's traditional bite-sized chocolate chip cookies. His interest in baking took a pause until he started working for the William Morris Agency as a talent agent as an adult.
He's with William Morris, so look impressed.
I am impressed.
He would bake cookies and send them to potential clients in order to get their attention and then possibly a meeting with him.
That is a brilliant idea!
He actually represented a lot of big stars, such as Marvin Gaye and Diana Ross and the Supremes. It wasn't much later that Famous Amos became a household name, and all because of the love of baking Wally had discovered as a young boy. Little Debbie Salted Caramel Cookie Bars.
Little Debbie snack cakes. No one has to know.
Little Debbie is a company that makes a variety of cookies and cakes that tend to come in individual wrappings, making them the perfect addition to a lunchbox or as a snack on the go. Although Little Debbie makes a lot of different treats, one of the best things to come from their brand are their salted caramel cookie bars. Even the name of the cookies makes your mouth water. The salted caramel cookie bars consist of a crunchy cookie that is topped with caramel and then dipped and coated in chocolate fudge. Although the cookie is crunchy, the chocolate immediately melts in your mouth, and so does the caramel. If you're looking for a cookie with a bit more depth, you can't go wrong with this one. Little Debbie founders Odie and Ruth McKee actually named the company after their granddaughter. The McKees started selling their sweet treats in the 1920s, and since then the company has gone on to making all sorts of tempting snacks. What was the first cookie they ever made? It was actually an oatmeal cream pie in 1935, which is a cookie they still sell today.
Now the Little Debbie ones leave that oily residue all over your hands, but it's still somehow delicious.
It's made up of 2 soft oatmeal cookies pressed together with a layer of cream filling in the middle. This cookie is so popular that it has remained one of their best-selling products for almost 85 years. It's crazy to think how different life was during the 1920s and 1930s, but it's nice to know that people still appreciated a good cookie when they tasted one.
Nothing like some Little Debbie's and a worthy new adversary to clear my head.
Pillsbury Cookies.
You glutinous little doughboy. Oh, there's something I've wanted to do to you for years.
Making freshly baked chocolate chip cookies has never been so easy. Pillsbury chocolate chip cookies come in a tube that you're supposed to keep in the fridge and cut into slices, lay on a baking tray, and bake until slightly golden. Pillsbury is owned by General Mills, and its mascot is known as the Pillsbury Doughboy.
Who's a cute little guy? You are.
Now you are.
This cartoon-like character is essentially exactly what the name suggests. Yes, he is made of dough. This character is well known in the cookie world as being friendly, cute, and representative of the yummy cookies that the company produces. Pillsbury is also known for its holiday-themed cookies that come in a tube or pre-cut on a tray so that you can bake them fresh at home. During autumn, you can buy Pillsbury sugar cookies with pictures of pumpkins, ghosts, and turkeys. During Christmas time, you can get the same sugar cookies, but with snowmen, reindeer, Christmas trees, and elves.
It's fun. It's just fun. It's fun. It's fun.
Not only are Pillsbury cookies light, they aren't overly sweet, which probably will lead you to eating them mindlessly. Don't worry, we won't tell. Nestle Toll House Cookies. Nestle is the largest food company in the entire world. The company is based in Switzerland and was actually founded over 150 years ago. Nestle has created some of the best food products we know of, and one thing that we cannot resist is their cookies.
My grandmother said she got the recipe from her grandmother, Nestle Toulouse.
Nestle Toll House cookies are well known for their soft, chewy texture and their rich, high-quality chocolate. The chocolate chip cookie was actually invented by an American chef named Ruth Graves Wakefield, who was the first one to add chocolate chips into cookies. And the chocolate just happened to be from a Nestle chocolate bar. These cookies became extremely popular during World War II, with soldiers all over who would be sent the cookies by their families. As Ruth didn't work for Nestle, the company ended up asking her for permission to use her recipe, along with its name, Toll House. There's many stories floating around that in return, she was given free chocolate for life.
Wow. Just think of the possibilities.
And either a small or large sum of money. When you purchase Nestle chocolate chips, you'll find a recipe on the back, but it's unfortunately not Ruth's original recipe, though you can easily find said recipe by digging around on the internet. It's crazy to think that the Toll House cookie was the first chocolate chip cookie ever to be made and sold. From this, Nestle is sure to hold a place in cookie history forever.
This will truly be one for the history books, General Iroh.
Pepperidge Farm Milano. Pepperidge Farm is a family favorite because of the many types of cookies they make. One of the best ones? The Pepperidge Farm Milano cookie.
These are delicious. What are they?
They are mint Milanos.
Pepperidge Farm established and actually trademarked the Milano cookie. The cookies are made up of 2 thin oval-shaped biscuits with a layer of chocolate in between. The cookies are crispy, but the chocolate is nice and creamy, making for a super decadent treat.
Maybe you go out and buy yourself some of these distinctive Milano cookies. Maybe this whole thing just disappears.
Pepperidge Farm also makes soft and chewy cookies that are known as their chunk cookies. These cookies are reminiscent of a homemade cookie fresh out of the oven, and they come in a variety of traditional and unique flavors.
Ooh, look at that chunky hunky.
For those seeking a cookie that mixes crunch and a bit of softness, Pepperidge Farm makes one that they call their Farmhouse cookie. Farmhouse cookies are described as thin and crispy and are essentially a thinner version of the chunk cookies with chips instead of chunks. Whether you eat a Pepperidge Farm cookie on its own or dipped into a cup of coffee, tea, or milk, these cookies are too good to pass up. Oreo.
There's only one cookie with something in the middle that solves life's problems, and that's an Oreo.
Known as Milk's favorite cookie, the Oreo is another extremely popular and tasty cookie that almost everyone has at least heard of, if not tasted. The Oreo is extremely recognizable. The classic Oreo consists of 2 thin cocoa biscuits with a sweet icing-like filling in the middle. Oreos are actually extremely popular in the vegan community because there are no animal products in their ingredients. However, Oreo did mention on their website that although they do not have any animal products in their ingredients, it is possible that the cookies may have been cross-contaminated with milk. As there is a chance that Oreos could have traces of milk, they cannot be considered a fully vegan product.
I'm disappointed to hear you say that, Mr. Crouch.
So if you are vegan, it really is up to you to decide if this yummy cookie is going to be stocked in your pantry or not. People have used the classic Oreo as an ice cream topping, crust for cheesecakes, and even have deep-fried them at carnivals and fairs. There isn't much you can't do with this cookie that wouldn't be delicious.
French fries and Oreos. You know me all too well, dudes.
Chips Ahoy.
Look, I got a few good years left. If I want a Chip Ahoy, I'm having it.
There is nothing more classic than a chocolate chip cookie. Chips Ahoy is one of the most popular cookie brands in the world. Owned by Nabisco, an American producer of many cookies and other goodies, Chips Ahoy is a pantry staple in most households that appreciate the sweeter things in life. The classic Chips Ahoy cookie is a crunchier cookie with lots of semi-sweet chocolate chips in each bite. Not a big fan of a crunchy cookie?
Something's wrong with you. Really.
Chips Ahoy actually can be bought in a chewy version, which gives you the same great taste of the classic cookie, but with a softer bite to it. Can't find the chewy version in your local store? Not a problem. You can actually put the classic Chips Ahoy cookie in the microwave for 10 seconds and it will soften just enough to give you a chewy texture. It's difficult to just eat one of these delicious treats, as once you start eating them, it's hard to stop.
Really compulsive. If I open up a bag of Chips Ahoy, I gotta eat the whole thing.
Chips Ahoy are still found in its classic blue packaging, although the design has changed over the years. But one thing hasn't changed, its delicious taste. This cookie will always satisfy your sweet tooth. It will just take some self-control to not eat the whole box. Tap that screen for another great video, and to all our subscribers, thanks, and be sure to ring that notification bell.